Welcome back to more Let's Play Dragon Warrior Monsters. Last time, we cleared the last gate we have available to us, the Gate of Talisman. After which, we recruited our new friend in Golem, the Golem. Which, speaking of, we actually have quite a few monsters now. We have 8 of them, which is quite good. We have Dran, Golem, a Picky Bird, an Army Ant, a Stubsuck, a Pillow Rat, all sorts of good monsters. I say good. They have good skills, even if their stats maybe aren't everything we would ever want. But I figure today, before going straight to the arena battle, we may as well go look around the arena, because I haven't done that since we won our first victory there. And, if you remember, it's quite worth talking to people around the arena. The other big thing, too, we might need money, so I should check that really quick. Yeah, let's see. So yeah, we only need 10 gold, luckily. They're nice and cheap right now. But still, it's good to have checked that. Let's go talk around and see what we can learn. My name is Tedo. I survived G-Class. Oh, you're in the G-Class too? Good luck. Terry, you can get a lot of information in the arena. You can learn about Traveler's Gates you've never been to. Very true, Tedo, very true. Which, as you can imagine, because he's also in G-Class, we're probably going to be fighting him. So let's do a quick survey. So he's still talking about his monster. You survived G-Class. Well, I guess I'll congratulate you. But G-Class is a piece of cake. The real battles start now. Remember that. Go to the Room of Villager and Talisman and improve your skills. Which, if you remember last episode, we did just that. And we even got Slib Fireball. Very useful. Let's see, he's still talking about his entrance and his rival. My rival's watching me from somewhere. Who are I master to? Let me tell ya. Watch out for the foreign masters behind the Traveler's Gates. Yeah, they certainly did make mincemeat of us. We learned that firsthand. But hey, it was still worth checking. Let's see, guy talking about the old woman still, superior masters, well-balanced monster teams. Let's see, I'm wondering about who will win. As you can see, not too much has changed, but I still felt it was worth checking. Let's see, statues still are protectors, very good. What about you? Do you say anything new? Want to hear about my journey beyond the Gate of Villager? Nah, we've already heard it. Thank you, though. My journey to the Traveler's Gate is a fond memory for me. I'm certain it is. We made plenty of memories there, too. Like, it promptly getting our butt handed to us by, that foreign master. Oh, I guess I should check these guys, too. Just in case. You never know. Want to know who's in the F class? We sure do. The last match in the F class is with the professor from the Well. The professor has Pup, Mad Raven, and Skull Root. Watch out when Mad Raven flies high. Pup will decrease the defense power with sap. Good thing Hale learned increase instead of upper. That'll help counteract that. Doesn't listen to me much. Seems to need more intelligence. Alright. And what about school? Anything new? In the back, they teach kids about monsters. Maybe you should check it out. Maybe we should. I doubt there'll be much new. You're good. You beat the teacher. We sure did. It's always better to have a Warpwing with you. Then you can come back to the castle anytime. Very true. Welcome to the Master School, Terry. It was an excellent fight. Today's lecture is about how to snare a monster. Wanna listen? We sure do. Sometimes monsters you beat will become your pal. They are more likely to become your pal if you give them meat treats. Pricey treats are better. One doesn't work, give them 2 or 3. It's important you defeat them all. I think we actually already listened to this. Here I am, so excited to hear about any new information that I go repeating myself. Still, it's good to cross your T's and dot your I's. And here's what I'm curious about. Everyone is a hot blood, so what will they say? One day, I'd like to become a monster who protects and assists others in battles and attacks enemies at the same time. A worthy aspiration. Ah! Don't worry, Terry. Alright, Meg. Hale, one day, I'd like to become a monster. So as you can see, because Hale and Slib are of the same family, they'll have the same dialogue. So, nothing too special. In fact, we're probably going to be seeing that dialogue throughout pretty much the whole game, because I am going to be aiming for Hot Blood. Otherwise, what do you have to say?
Welcome to the arena. Want to hear about the battle?
Well, we already have, so no.
The last match in F-Class will be against a mysterious doctor who lives in the bottom of a well.
It sure will. Now, for a fun little thing, talk to the girls from behind.
Get out of my way! Huh.
Yeah, they get all mad and upset. I neglected to show that, just because I figured we should be a little serious. Hey there.
Eek! What? Talk to me from the front.
So yeah, I always thought that was a fun, cute little detail. Otherwise, as would be prudent, let's save our game. Register for F-Class.
Are you okay with registering in F-Class?
Absolutely. Goodbye, 10 gold, and hello, a new challenge. Ladies and gents, welcome to the arena. A new challenger is here today. Ladies and gents, please welcome Terry. Now we begin the first match. Oh. Alright. Let's rumble! A gang of spot slimes. Alright. So I think we're already all set up. So really, we're just going to be mashing fight. It's kinda that simple. Now, ideally, with Meg having sleep and Slib having fireball, we should be able to take out enemies fairly quickly. The only worry is if Slib blows through his MP. But I think we'll be fine so long as Meg keeps the enemies asleep. As you can see, these spot slimes can call for help, which is dangerous. But they're otherwise not really that bad. So yeah, luckily with sleep, it's a pretty done deal. This first fight is not that hard. Especially with Slib having fireball, he can get some good damage in. Now, I'm hoping he doesn't use all of his MP right away. But even if he does, it'll save us resources in the final fight, so I'm not too worried. Very good Rob magic, getting that MP up for more sleep. And there we go. First fight, done and dusted. For the first match, the victory goes to the challenger. Now we begin the second match. All right. Let's rumble! Alright, Mud Dolls and All Mirage Monsters. Alright, let's see what you got. Help Fans, very good. Meg, right on with the sleep. And yeah, the All Mirage can charge and deal massive damage while also dealing pretty much the same damage to itself. The Mud Dolls can use Odd Dance and sap our MP, which is a big issue for Slib. So ideally, Meg will deal with them with sleep. at least as best as she can, and ideally, yeah, Slib will just use his MP, because frankly, it's going to get drained anyways if he doesn't. So, I at least agree with his plays here. Meg takes their MP, deals the finishing blow. Very good. For the second match, the victory again goes to the challenger. Now we begin the third match. Here's the strange doctor from the bottom of the well. Well.
I'm conducting secret research at the bottom of the well, and I'm a super top-class monster master. Come on, try to take me.
We will certainly give it our all. So yeah, Future Pup, Mad Raven, and Skullroo. This is probably the hardest fight at this point in the game, and for good reason. These enemies hurt. With them being able to lower your defense, dealing big damage, and having Panic Dance to confuse your entire team, this fight can be really rough. So, it may not go too well. So really, this fight's going to come down to can Meg keep them asleep, can Hale keep up with healing, and can Slib actually hit the correct target. It's a rough fight. There's no shame if you lose this one. So let's see. Slib misses Skullroo. Not great. Hale keeps up the healing. Meg gets some more to sleep. Which is fine that he immediately wakes up. It still robbed him of his turn. Slib returns to normal. Ideally, he can get a hit in. That's hoping. Alright, Rob Magic. That'll be useful. Them not having MP is only beneficial. Now, luckily, our team does have pretty good defense and HP. So, as long as we're scoring crits like that, we should make it through this fight pretty well. I remember when I first played this game, I got stuck on this fight for a good minute because I just wasn't farming enough. And I kept switching around my monsters, so it wasn't great. Now, to be honest, you probably could just use Dran, Golem, and Hale and get through it just fine. But I find Meg's sleep and Slib's overall bulk really help. Hale is kind of just a necessity, because not having healing is really rough. To be fair though, if you didn't have Hale, you could have another monster that just outright deals damage. And beating enemies before they can damage you might be better than healing. Still, I find there are too many risks associated with not having a healer. Ooh, hiccup there, goodness. So, I prefer to have Hale. But otherwise, with the Mad Raven down, the rest of the fight should be pretty simple. Man, I really don't know why I hiccuped there, my goodness. I guess I'm just feeling the excitement of what looks to be a sure win. Hey, if winning makes me hiccup, I'll take it. Let's see, good dodge. Just working on that Future Pup, and we should be good to go. Sent to sleep, wakes up instantly, A-okay. He's still hanging on. Doesn't fall asleep, alright, not the worst thing in the world. Yeah, luckily Meg has really good defense, so we really don't have to worry too much about her. That's why early on, while she does have really low HP, her defense stat absolutely makes up for it. Alright. Come on. Alright, no sleep. It's fine. Slib is doing good work here, whittling him down. Realistically, I could just put everyone to charge and just beat him to death and win the fight, but I'd rather be safe than sorry.
Congratulations! We have a new winner! Give a round of applause for Master Terry.
Well done. You survived F class. The king opened the room of memories and go wilder. Traveler's Gate. Stronger monsters await you.
I do kind of hate how sometimes it, ends that really abruptly. Makes it a little awkward to read. Still, you did darn good. Money well spent. Hello, how you doing? It's E-class. I survived E-class. Oh, you're still in F-class? Call me Master Teto from now on. So yeah, he's already moving through the ranks. Good for him. Otherwise, how's it going? You survived F-class. Congratulations. Train in the Room of Memories in Bewilder. You tried breeding monsters in the Shrine of Starry Night? Master breeding, and you'll master the tournament. Ha-ha. This is the first big mention of being able to do that, and that's kind of why I wanted to show it off. Most of the rest of the stuff is pretty obvious and similar, though. How about you tell us about the new gates we can access? Would you like to hear about the Gate of Bewilder? There were mini tracks, big roosts, evil seeds, demonites, spot slimes, and horks living there. When all of your monsters are paralyzed, you're finished. Don't forget some moon herbs. The guardian there is the face tree. It will cast a curse. A curse is a real threat. Use laurels to cure curse. For curses, the monsters in the plant family are vulnerable to fire attacks, which is another big reason I really wanted Slib to have Fireball. So it's good timing. Hey there. Want to know about the monsters behind the Gate of Memories? Absolutely. There were goopies, pillow rats, dragon kids, caterpillars, pickies, and fairy tracks living there. Sometimes spot slimes show up. Be careful, they can call others for help. The guardian there is the Mad Cat. It can cast a squall hit faster than anybody. If you're slow, you'll be toast. So yeah, that one's big theme is speed. Without good speed, you're toast. So, it's good to know. Otherwise, we could hear who we'll be facing. But for now, I plan on keeping that a bit of a secret, because we've got a lot of other things to do. But trust me on this. Because now, if we go down, everyone who's blocking our path is now gone. Hey there.
I want you to win the tournament this time. I heard that wishes come true if you win the tournament. But I wonder, what would your wish be if you win? What? Master Monster Tamer? He's down below.
Oh. Alright. So you heard about this whole breeding thing, and trust me, we'll check it out. But we've got a bunch of other things to do because a lot more has opened up. Let's take a look. Why there? Do you know my daughter? Maybe? I'm gonna say no, because I'm not certain. You don't? Such a pretty, gentle, and graceful girl. She must be playing outside. You should go see her. Oh, maybe we do know her. Yeah, we know her. See, isn't she the prettiest girl in Great Tree? I guess. She's kind of the only little girl, as far as I think about it. Maybe there's another one? I guess I don't remember. Anyways, anything in your jar? No. What about this one? Someone is looking back at you. But it's a reflection of Terry on the water. Ah ha ha. Yeah, that spooked me as a kid. I was like, oh my god, what's looking at me? Oh, it's me. Let's see. How about the dresser? Wow. a tiny medal, but we can't carry anymore. So luckily, we return it and can deal with our inventory. Huh. Yeah, we're kind of full up. So I'm just gonna throw away an herb. I could have sold it for a little bit of money. It's not worth all that to me. Still, the bookshelf here. Journal of My Baby, Part 1. My baby girl was born. She's so pretty, like her parents. To be continued. Alright. How about you?
What does the person living next to you do? A man or a woman, or...
I mean, to be honest, I really don't pry into what my neighbors do. It's kind of none of my business. But still, I guess, an interesting thing to wonder about. Hey there.
I am never going to let anyone through my traveler's gate. I'll show you stubbornness.
Oh. So if you try... Nope. He'll just keep blocking you. You can't do anything. Oh well. Now over here to the right is one thing. A very important thing. Hello there.
Oh, what a cute monster master you are. What's your name? Terry. So you're little Terry. I'm an egg consultant. Nice to meet you. I'll evaluate your egg at my place. And I can find out for you what kind of baby is in your eggs. My other job is blessing. Blessing changes the gender of monsters. Got it? How can I help you?
So yeah, the egg consultant, very useful. You can have them read into an egg. They'll give you an evaluation, which gives you a rough idea of what's in the egg and how powerful or possibly weak the monster inside will be. Blessing does just that. It tells you the gender. Now, interestingly, evaluation tells you what the initial gender is inside the egg. So, if you know what the gender is, say you save the game, evaluate, you can then load the game and use Bless to swap it to the other one without paying the fee to evaluate. Because make no mistake, evaluation costs money. So, I don't do it terribly often because other eggs get really expensive. So, you know.
What? Leaving? Do something. Oh, you're leaving so soon. Come again.
So yeah, this is going to be a very big part of breeding that is going to really help. Otherwise, how about your books? Harry looked at the bookshelf. Gender of monsters. There are families that will have only boy babies, and others only girl babies. See, blessing is important. So while it is true that blessing is in fact important, it's not correct. There are no specific gendered monsters. Terry looked at the bookshelf. The limit of monster levels. Different species have different limits of monster levels, but you can slow the speed at which the limit is reached. The more you breed monsters, the slower they reach the limit. That's not exactly true. Like at all. We'll get into that in a minute. Terry looked at the bookshelf. Skills of monsters. Kids receive the skills of their parents. The secret of breeding is to pick parents with the skills you want and pick the stronger one for the pedigree. Kinda. It's also not explicitly correct. There's a lot of weird nuance to breeding that we'll get into in a minute. Hey there, guy. Oh, at last we've made it to the bottom. The stairs below lead to the Shrine of Starry Night. That they do. Now, what's in here? Oh. Hello? Get out. I'm not gonna give my Betty to anybody. Oh, my Betty. Okay. Sure. And, hey there.
I heard you got stronger, but I still don't think you'll win.
Alright, fair enough. To be fair, if a stranger showed up in my home and just said I'm gonna be the best there ever was, I'd probably doubt them too without very little proof of them doing much. So, fair. Now down here, if you remember, this is where we came here. Now, hey there. The secret of breeding is to collect males and females carefully. Sometimes, you might be disappointed by not having the right gender. But there is an egg consultant somewhere in this kingdom. She can bless the egg to change its gender.
Exactly. Very useful.
The level of a newborn monster is always 1. You'll be in trouble if all the monsters with you are level 1. It'll be less risky if you breed 1 pair at a time. And that's true! Their stats will be different and better than normal level 1 monsters, granted, but they are still quite low, so you gotta be careful with that.
Master Monster Tamer's in the back. You can go up to the top by climbing the ivy.
So yeah, if you want to get right up to the top, climb that vine there. It's very useful. Oh boy, here we finally are, the room you'll probably be spending the most time in the game in. I wish I was kidding.
After breeding, the parent monsters will go back to the wild, but the skills of the parents will be passed on to the kids. For an example, when a dragon is chosen as the pedigree and bred with a healer, a dragon kid that can learn healer's skills will be born. Raise the dragon kid and breed it with another monster, and so on. You can make many strong monsters this way.
Very true. And you? Hey, let me tell you. When you breed, first choose the monster family you like to keep as the pedigree. Correct. So choose the first monster whose family will then be retained. The pedigrees and families, it's a bit hard to understand. So if you want to create a monster from the slime family, first choose a monster from the slime family for the pedigree. If you want to create a monster from the dragon family, first choose a monster from the dragon family for the pedigree. The baby monster will have similar characteristics as the monster you chose for the pedigree. Which is kind of true. So getting into some of the specifics here, there's a lot. Buckle in. When breeding, the biggest determining factor of the monster you'll get is the pedigree and the other breeding partner. Based on that combination, you will always get a monster, typically, that results in a monster of the pedigree's family. But the resulting monster will have the combined stats of both parents divided by 4 distributed to the offspring. Now, the same is also true for the personality. Your personality values will be averaged between the 2 parents and passed on to the offspring. This is also why getting hot blood on the monsters we're actually using matters a little bit more than normal. It'll help speed up raising the child monster into a hot blood as well, which, as I've gone over, is the best assignment of personality for a majority of monsters. It's so good that, frankly, I'm not going to bother with the more niche ones that might technically be better. So, bear with me on that. Now, when you breed a monster, they both need to be a minimum of level 10 in order to be bred. This is because, in order to breed monsters, they need to be old enough. And in this game, age is directly relative to level in game sense. So, it makes sense. A child monster hasn't reached maturity and can't breed yet. Makes sense to me. Now, for every... well, I should say, for a range of levels, you will get a plus bonus. This is what that book was trying to teach you in the Egg Consultant's house about how the more you breed a monster, the longer it'll take them to reach their level limit. For each bracket of bonus that the parents hit, you'll be able to give them what is known as a plus mark. So for instance, if your combined parent level is in the 20 to 39 range, which at minimum it will always be 20, because both parents need to be level 10, you will get plus 1. If the range is 40 to 59, plus 2, 60 to 79, plus 3, 80 to 99, plus 4, and 100 and plus will be plus 5. That's as many plus marks as you can get in one go. But for every plus mark, your monster will gain an additional 2 levels before it hits its level cap, which is determined by the monster that it is. So for instance, if say Slib, because he's a base slime, could hit level 50, if we made another slime that was plus 1, he could hit a max of 52 rather than 50. So, plus marks are generally just good. You want them. Another interesting thing is that plus marks also somewhat affect HP and attack, but we're talking extremely slightly. For reference, if you have anywhere from 0 to 10 plus marks, you might get 0 to 1 bonus points up to a total of 2 for HP and attack, I think once you hit past level 14. It's a really weird niche and specific thing that frankly you should probably just ignore and understand that you're getting bonuses. It's helpful. Now the other big thing too, about skill inheritance. It's a lot more linear than you think. When you breed a monster together, the resulting child monster will always be able to learn the innate skills of the parent monsters, in addition to what other skills they have currently. So, in total, if the 2 parent monsters know a total of 8 skills, none of which are their innate skills, which would be 3, the child monster can learn a total of 22 extra skills in addition to the 3 they would naturally learn. This means you have a lot of chance and variety to learn a lot of different skills. So keeping track of it can get messy. Breeding is a lot, and let me tell you, it gets complicated. Certain combinations of monsters will result in special different monsters that you otherwise wouldn't expect. And trust me, we'll be abusing some of this, because the better monsters are obtained through these specific combinations. A lot of the more important ones I'll be using throughout the playthrough, because frankly, I love a lot of them. But there will be a decent few I don't ever get to or show, especially because some of the later ones require so much work for so little payoff. So, you know, don't expect me to 100% the monster completion log or anything. It is ridiculous to do that, and there's a reason when I first played the game, I put over 300 hours into my first save file and still didn't complete it. Now granted, I was a dumb kid, but it is a lot. I'm sure now if I really focused on it, we could probably get it done pretty easy, but I'm not going to be focusing on it because it is just ridiculous. Still, I will be going out of my way to try to note specific combinations that are pretty good, and evidently, I'll be using a fair few of them. Now, otherwise too, another interesting thing about breeding, one thing I neglected to mention, every monster has resistances. we've seen it throughout the game already, how the dragon was somewhat susceptible to sleep, whereas the golem was completely susceptible. When you breed, you have a chance of inheriting higher resistances on your offspring based on the parents. The chance for this is based on your plus values. I'm not exactly sure the numbers on that, but know that as you breed, you'll probably inherit better resistances than a base monster would have. So, again, all around, breeding is really good. Though, you gotta be careful. Because the formula for finding out the child's stats is the both parents combined then divided by 4, having really low stats in a couple categories can really be detrimental to a child. So you generally want to make sure that the monsters you're combining either have really good stats or really necessary skills that you would rather have than worrying about stats. Now, to be fair, this only determines the starting stats of the actual child monster, so it's not that big of a detriment, but it does add to your overall total by a fair margin. You can start with stats in the hundreds if you play your cards right. So, a level 1 monster with 5s and 6s compared to a level 1 monster with 40s, 60s, and 80s is going to make quite a difference. So you want to be careful about breeding. That's also why being able to press the start button and look at your levels at a glance is super useful. As you can see, Slib is level 8, Meg is level 11, and Hale is level 10. Now, Slib and Hale haven't learned all of their skills yet, so they would make a poor choice for breeding. I'm going to let you in on a secret. Slib is never going to learn all of his skills while we still have him, because it takes forever and is just not worth it. Getting the other skills he has is much easier through other avenues, but we'll still be keeping him around for a fair bit. Hale wants to hit level 20 and have a certain amount of intelligence and MP to learn a very, very important skill for us. So he's going to be sticking around for a while too. I might swap Slib out of our active lineup for a minute once we start doing breeding properly next episode. But just know that they'll still be around in spirit. Now Meg, if you remember, she's already learned all of her spells. So, there's no reason to not breed her. She has pretty good stats all around, so we may as well try. Though, we'll be starting next episode figuring out who Meg will mate with. As always, I'm Brett. Thanks for watching, and have a good one.